Hey, long time no see. It's been a while since I've uploaded a video, but it's because I've been busy with my family. You see, last week my uncle got married. We went to his wedding, we went to the reception, we had a good time. We were proud of him. And now that he's in a good relationship, hopefully it'll stay that way. And he and his wife went on their honeymoon. We've heard they had a good time, and yeah, all's well. All's well that ends well. So yeah, it's been that's why I haven't been uploading anything, and I don't have any ideas of what to upload. But now here I am. Now, the Lion King remake has been released. My mom and my aunt and my uncle, my other uncle. I have multiple uncles and aunts, and my two cousins went to see it on Saturday, the day after the movie was released. And walking in, I was hoping that it'll be as good as the original, because the original Lion King from 1994 is my favorite Disney movie ever. From its incredible story, it's based on Shakespeare's Hamlet, and likable, lovable characters, the awesome soundtrack and the music, all of that, and a great lesson about being responsible and putting your troubled past behind you. It's pretty good, even though people even though people are comparing it to Kimba the White Lion. But I'm not gonna cover that topic because many people have been talking about it. But what I will talk about is my experience with the remake. I, while I was hoping, I didn't expect much because it, it's a remake and there are gonna be some changes. So we watched it. We walked out of the theater. It was like close to 2 hours. Well, it was probably 2 hours, and well, we gave out our thoughts about it, and I'm probably gonna get some hate for this, but I think the remake is great. Now, hold on. Before you turn your caps on in the comments and grabbing your pitchforks or something, just bear with me. I I think I think the remake is great. It's not as perfect as the original, even though the original has some flaws. It's not up there with the original, but I think it's great. But I'm also mixed about it. While I do think the remake is great, I am disappointed. Like I'll cover the good. I'll cover the good. What I like about this movie. The visuals. I love the visuals. The visuals are beautiful. The photorealistic animals are good to look at. The songs these songs are incredible, and the soundtrack is pretty decent. It's like they reuse the song from the original, but with the new singers. And there's also a new one called Spirit, which I'll talk about later. So there are some things I like about it, and some things I don't. Again, I don't find it terrible, and nor did I regret seeing it. But I am disappointed, and I'm gonna talk about some. I'm gonna talk about the things I find disappointing. Like one of the songs, "Be Prepared," was shortened. In the original, it was longer, and I even heard that "Be Prepared" wasn't gonna be in it, and I was disappointed. "Be Prepared" is one of my favorite villain songs, and in it, it's one of my favorite villain songs, probably one of the best in my opinion in any Disney movie. And to hear that it won't be in the remake, I'm pretty disappointed. But it's still in it. It's just cut down severely, and maybe they have a reason why. But again, it's pretty short. I am disappointed. And another problem is, can you feel the love tonight? In the original, where Simba and Nala are playing in the jungle, "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" is being played, and the scene takes place in the evening. But in the remake, same scene, Same scene. Can You Feel the Love Tonight is being sung by I think it's Donald Glover and Beyonce. Beyonce voices Nala, and she sang a couple of songs in this. The scene takes place in the daytime, while Can You Feel the Love Tonight is being played, and it can pretty bothersome. It probably beats the purpose of feeling the love at night. It beats that purpose, but whatever. Um, but the rest of the songs are great, and I just noticed that they replaced the song called Busa in the scene where Simba races back to Pride Rock through the desert. It was changed to a new song called Spirit. No, 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 not bothered by it, but kind of strange. And another problem people have noticed is that the characters aren't showing enough emotions. Like since they're live action versions of the animated characters from 1994, they're supposed to show some like emotions. Like in a sad scene, they're supposed to be sad, or in a scene when everything's all good and happy, they're supposed to be happy. And throughout the movie, they really don't show any emotions. So in some scenes they've shown some emotions. It's just barely noticeable. Like in the scene where Mufasa falls to his death and Simba yells out no, and you notice that his face stayed the same. His eyebrows weren't furrowed. You see how my eyebrows are furrowed like that. It wasn't. It's he probably his eyebrows were probably furrowed, but it's barely noticeable. In some scenes, it's noticeable, but in most parts, it's not. So, while I do agree that the animals should have showed just a little bit of emotions, that's that's not how it works in real life. Excuse me. That's not how it works in real life because animals don't show emotions facially. They have their own ways to show emotions. Like when a dog is sad, he whimpers, and when a spider, like a Sydney Funnelweb spider or a Brazilian wandering spider, for example, or a tarantula, if they're annoyed or angry, they'll raise their legs up and and they'll be striking at their opponent or prey or something that bothers them. So and they can't make any expressions. Like most animals couldn't do that. They have their own way of showing their emotions. But again, while I agree that the characters in the movie should have showed just a little bit, I'm usually not that bothered by it. While I agree, I'm not bothered by it because it's supposed to be real. They're supposed to be realistic. But and the voice acting is decent. It's pretty decent. It's nice hearing James Earl Jones again voicing the character he voiced 25 years ago. And when Scar um slaps him, he didn't in the original he threw him. Scar tosses Mufasa off the cliff. In this one, where he says his line long live the king, he slaps him for some reason. Just to either let him let it forced Mufasa to let go of the cliff, and he falls down. And you can tell that James Earl Jones has a hard time like trying to recreate the scream he made when he voiced Mufasa falling down. But well, while he's not bad and he did a decent job, it's his old age didn't help. It really didn't help. I don't blame him. He tried. The other voice actors and actresses, they did a decent job. Donald Glover voices Simba. Beyonce voices Nala. They did a good job, nice job, and trying to. And I can't remember the other voice actors and actresses, but that's all I know. I'll just say that the voice acting is decent, but it's not. It's it's just not up there with the original. Yeah, that's my complaint of this movie. While I think it's great, it's just not up there. It's not up there with the original. I'm not saying it's terrible, of like what other people are pointing it out to be. If they think it's terrible, then well, I might not agree with them, but I do respect their opinions, and I do agree with the problem the movie is showing. I do agree, but to me, I don't think it's terrible. It just doesn't have that charm that it doesn't have that charm and the magic that and the intensity, the emotions that what makes the original vehemently incredible. It's just not there anymore. It's just not there anymore. And but well, those are my thoughts on the. I'm trying to think of something else. Uh, again, again. I do enjoy the movie, but I'm also disappointed. It just wasn't up there. That's my thought. That's my thought. My complaint. It wasn't up there with the original. The original is way better, and I'll be watching that more than I'll be watching the remake. But if I feel like it, I'll probably give it another watch when it comes out on Blu-ray. So so in conclusion, the the remake is okay. It's great. I did walk out. I did say that I walked out when I walked out of the theater that it's as good as the original. But then again, it's not. There are problems that made me disappointed and it made people angry. Now, it made people pretty angry, and they say that it's terrible. Well, I respect their opinions. I may not. It's okay if I disagree. It's okay to disagree, but you have to respect their opinions because there are some problems with the movie, and I am disappointed with the outcome. So I am disappointed of the outcome, but I didn't regret watching it. It was a great ride, and I think it's great. It's just not it's just not as perfect as the original. And like I mentioned before, the original does have problems, but that doesn't mean that it's terrible. Same goes to this movie. In my opinion, I know many people say that it's terrible, and I agree with the problems, but to me, I don't find it that bad. Again, I agree with the problems like Be Prepared is shortened, Can You Feel the Love Tonight is being sung in the daytime, the emotions don't show up that often. It's barely noticeable, like I said. But I did say that the visuals are great. The photorealistic animals are beautiful. The soundtrack is powerful, as powerful as the original, kind of. And and there are also some added scenes, some new scenes added to the movie, like Scar wanted Sarabi to be his queen. Nala escapes to Pride Rock. She escapes from Pride Rock to find Simba, and some longer scenes like the mouse walking through the walking, like going through many parts of Africa, and this scene where Simba lies down and his little hair was floating off to Rafiki's tree, and for some reason the giraffe ate it, and it ends up in a big ball of poop. It ends up in a big ball of poop. I I couldn't help but laugh at that, and the dung beetle was pushing it, and then it both of them fell down. The big dung ball broke, and the hair flew off, and oh boy, I couldn't help but laughing. I, I just couldn't help it. That was pretty nice touch, but well, yeah, the movie's like a big. It's like a something National Geographic will air. It's like a big documentary, but with talking animals. And and again, while I do agree with the problems, Be Prepared being shortened, Can You Feel the Love Tonight being sung in a day, the characters looking soulless, but I don't find them that soulless. At least they're probably trying. To me, they are. But like I said, just a little bit of emotion, then it would have been fine. But again, I'm really not that bothered by. I'm not bothered by that. Not as much as people are, but I don't blame them with the problems. I agree, but again, I don't find this remake all that terrible. It's just not, to me. It's just not up there with the 1994 original. It's just not up there. In my opinion, that's my complaint. It's just not up there. The original is way better, and the fight scene is in it as well. It's it's not up there, but I was on the edge of my seat. I kind of got excited. It was overall the movie is great. It's not perfect, but it's not terrible either. It's not it's not as superior as the original, but I would give it another watch when it comes out on Blu-ray. But the original will always be my favorite of all time. The remake, I'll still give it another watch, despite all the regardless of the problems. I would still give it a watch. But I won't recommend this movie to everyone. Again, many people say that the movie is terrible, and I respect their opinions. But I also want people to respect mine. I agree with many of the problems that the movie is showing, but I don't find it all that bad. I'm just disappointed. That's all. But those are my thoughts of the movie. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. And I'm gonna be uploading again, so please subscribe. Please like the video if you please like the video if you enjoyed my thoughts, or if you disagree, be constructive. Okay, I understand the problems, but I don't find it that bad. But please leave a like on the video, subscribe for more, hit that bell so you'll be notified whenever a new video has been uploaded, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Whoa, hold on, wait a minute. Before you click away, the video is not over yet. When I was ready to upload my review, I forgot to mention these two scenes from the remake. The scene where Rafiki teaches Simba about putting the past, putting his past behind him, run from it or learn from it, and the scene where Mufasa appears in the clouds as a spirit. In the original, Rafiki hits his stick. I said tree. I meant his stick, or a stick made from a tree, on Simba to teach him about the past can hurt, but you can either run from it or learn from it. While the scene is pretty funny, it's also powerful. It also teaches us that if we have a troubled past, we can either learn from our past or we can run from it. It's probably best to learn from our past than to run from it. While the past hurts, we just have to put it behind us. And the scene where Mufasa appears in the clouds, or as a cloud and as a spirit, and he tells his son that he must takes his place in the circle of life and he must return home to become the rightful king, and to be responsible. That's all. Tells him to remember who he really is. Now in the remake, Rafiki doesn't have a stick at the time, and he didn't hit Simba on the head, and Mufasa doesn't, and Mufasa was nowhere to be seen up in the sky. We just heard his voice. We can only hear his voice in a thunderstorm, but we can't see his spirit or his face in the clouds. Pretty disappointing. Those two scenes are great, and those two scenes are great and powerful, and it is pretty disappointing not to see those things happen in the remake. But again, I don't find it terrible. I'm just disappointed, but it's just overall okay. So yeah, I forgot to mention those two things. Now the video is over, and now you can go be on your way. I'll be uploading more videos now, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.